getting started shortly here with our webinar for today. Um, 5 signs it's time to outsource your IT management. And my name is Ken Tucker. I'm the sales manager for L7 Solutions in Plantation, Florida. We are a managed service provider specializing in cybersecurity, AI, managed cloud services, and so today we are going to be talking to you about signs that it might be time to outsource your IT management. We're going to get started here shortly, and in just about 2 minutes. Okay, as I said, this is brought to you today by L7 Solutions, a managed service provider in Plantation, Florida, and my name is Ken Tucker. I am the sales manager for L7 Solutions, and so we're going to hop right in here to our webinar today on the 5 signs it's time to outsource your IT management. So 5 signs it's time to outsource your IT management. So let's start with asking yourself questions about your business. What do you know about your company's IT posture? And so what we mean by that is if you've got in-house IT, do you know their procedure? Can you define the responsibilities of IT outside of the broad scope? Because everybody can say that, hey, yeah, our IT, they just make sure our computer systems are running, and if we lose a file, they typically will restore it from backup. And we get that a lot with what management knows about what their IT does. Another question you can ask is does your IT department need help? Because sometimes what happens is we just assume that, okay, we've got an IT department and they're handling and doing what they do. And believe it or not, folks, the IT department has a really difficult job. And sometimes there are opportunities for companies to do better by actually taking some of that load off of their IT. And that comes in the form of a co-managed type of scenario, which L7 does with various companies as well. And that's where a managed service provider like L7 Solutions might come in and actually handle the cybersecurity aspect of the IT department, or handle the workstations and the security stack that goes on the workstations. And what that does is that allows your IT department, whether that's one person, 2 people, whatever it may be, because let's be realistic, the IT departments today don't look like the IT departments of old. We are trying to get 1 person, 2 people to do what we originally had the job or had 5, maybe 6 people doing before. And is it possible? Yes. But what it does is it wears down that IT department and things start to slip through the crack. Hence the reason you bring in someone to do co-managed services with IT, with your IT department. Or in some cases, you may just say, hey, we need to go to a managed service provider who has a team of 15, 20, 25 people who have all varying talents and crossover talents to handle our IT. So another question is your IT department considered a part of your decision-making team, or do you make decisions and inform your IT that you've made the decisions? Because it's important that your IT be a part of those decisions that are being made for the growth of the company, because they can give you feedback on whether or not technology can help you or whether or not the technology is going to hinder you at that particular time. That's what L7 Solutions does, as we work closely with all of our clients and we serve as their virtual CTO or their virtual CIO. And we let them know, okay, this is what we see in the technology world. This is what we see happening in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is huge today, huge. And any business that is avoiding looking at cybersecurity is destined to be hit. Is destined to be hit. I hate to say it so bluntly, but any business that is avoiding looking at cybersecurity today is destined to be hit with some form of damage, whether it be through ransomware, whether it be through malware, uh, whether it be through phishing attacks. You're destined to be hit. And so it's important that whether you have in-house IT or you have a managed service provider, that cybersecurity is at the forefront of your mind when it comes to the protection of your data in your business. Now, another thing is your IT department keeping up with technology as it changes, or are they too bogged down with day-to-day issues? Again, like I said, that's where co-manage comes into play. Is your IT aligned with what the company deems important from a technology standpoint? Because we have to realize that sometimes your IT department is saying, hey, we need to do this, 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 and this. And meanwhile, upper management, who at times doesn't really talk to the IT department, is thinking, well, we need bigger servers. We need this item or that item. And so you have to make sure that your IT department is aligned with what management is looking at when it comes from a technology standpoint. And in today's environment where companies basically are so open to the internet, to um, to users bringing in items from outside, it's important that you find a company that is knowledgeable in areas like cybersecurity, Gen AI, cloud services. And so L7 Solutions, as I said, we specialize in all of those things. You can see right there, um, uh, uh, before we started there, our logo, managed IT services, cloud services, cybersecurity. Those are main focuses of ours. And we are moving strongly into the Gen AI realm. We are a Microsoft partner. We are a Fortinet partner. We use Gen AI in a lot of areas, whether it be through things like Copilot from Microsoft, or whether it be through other um, AI AI agents like ChatGPT, various others that are out there, Gemini, and so on. Um, so, starting or moving on to the rest of the presentation, let's uh, take a look at what we have here. With if you're struggling with the IT issues, don't worry about it. You're not alone. A lot of small businesses are facing technology challenges that are hampering their growth. So we're going to look at 5 key areas that you should be looking at if you're thinking about considering going to a managed service provider. So the first thing is, if you start to experience frequent downtime and technical issues, okay, that's where you should start to maybe look towards a managed service provider. Because if you're experiencing system crashes where you are having recurring system failures disrupt your operations, and that also obviously frustrates your employees, it can also signal that there's something a little bit deeper, bigger going on in your business that may create a larger problem down the road. Um, it's going to lead to the next item on the list of slow performance, because when the systems are crashing, they're not going to be running at top speed. So you're going to have that lagging performance that starts to occur. And then the problem is that once it's resolved, it ends up happening again. So you have this happening constantly. And so that's a point that you might have to step back and say, hey, what is our IT doing right? What is our IT maybe not doing right? Is this an opportunity for us to join with an MSP, or should we look at maybe bringing an MSP in to handle our IT just overall? So here's here's some of the issues that start to occur when you are using um, in-house IT, and how a managed service provider can help those. So you start to experience rising IT costs with limited returns. Okay, you get high expenses. In-house IT often creates unpredictable costs, uh, whether it be through hardware, software, emergency fixes. They all add up. They all start to add up, and they start to add up fast. And then there's the investment in training. Keeping the staff current requires ongoing training. These are things that an MSP might do for you. Okay. At L7 Solutions, we provided training on various items for customers. And this and whereas this might normally create an additional expense with in-house IT, because they have to find someone to do that training because they may not know that particular area. And that's an advantage that you get with a MSP, is that we have a number of people, a number of skill sets within the organization that we can put out there to help train you on various things, whether it's use of an application or whether it's some of the newer technology like Gen AI, use of Microsoft Copilot, for instance. And then the other thing that you get with an MSP is you get a subscription advantage. MSPs offer a predictable monthly fee. This model transforms variable IT cost into fixed, manageable expenses. And listen, we all know how important it is to know what you're spending per month. And if it's predictable, let's say you've got 10 users, or and your IT with your in-house IT, that may be $1,500 one month. It may be $2,700 another month. But the thing is that with an MSP or with an MSP like L7 Solutions, those costs are fixed. So let's say you have 10 users and your cost is $2,700 a month. Well, it's $2,700 consistently. You're not going to get any surprises. You're not going to wake up one day and say, oh my gosh, my bill somehow has jumped to $4,500 and I have no idea how. Those costs are fixed when you're with an MSP like L7 Solutions. Now, let's take a look at what I like to call my little knowledge triangle here. Okay, so with your in house IT, things start to become very limited as the business grows and as focus shifts. So starting with level 3, basic IT support, everybody is doing that. Okay, everyone is handling the everyday troubleshooting. And then as it moves up to level 2, it becomes a little bit more specialized, where the technical foundation starts to be based on networks. It starts to be based on servers, other systems like workstations, firewalls, switches, and so on. But then right up here at the number 1 level, it becomes very specialized. And that's where we start talking about cybersecurity, Gen AI, cloud management, other types of advanced security methods. We have to understand that technology evolves rapidly. Okay, most internal teams struggle to maintain expertise across all these areas, and it's not a slight against in-house IT. What happens is that they get so busy with day-to-day business that it's hard for them to keep up with everything that's changing. MSPs, on the other hand, provide specialists with current certifications and diverse experience and expertise. So then it comes down to scaling challenges. Okay. And so with scaling challenges, we have to start looking at, let's say, your startup phase, where basic IT needs with limited budget. And then your focus is on essential systems only. Essential systems meaning servers, workstations, switches. And then you move towards your growth stage. So as a business grows, new hires arrive, and then there's training and additional equipment becomes more important. And then just when you think that you've reached, okay, we're growing, we've got new people, we've got new equipment, guess what? You don't stop growing. Let's add another location to that and let's see how that plays out. That becomes very complex. And then the multiple locations and remote workers add even more complexity to the situation. These are all things that an MSP, we do this every day. We have businesses that are growing and we design based on the fact that the business will grow. So then there's the big one, okay? Cybersecurity concerns. As I mentioned before, everyone needs to be concerned about cybersecurity. So then there's number 1, there's threat detection. Identify potential attacks before damage occurs. MSPs, that's part of what we do. We're monitoring. Okay, we're monitoring 24/7. L7 has a SOC in which we monitor and we get alerts 24/7 for our clients. Prevention measures. Implement robust safeguards across systems. That's basically creating a security stack. Okay. A security stack including items like remote management tools, endpoint backups, vulnerability, and other network monitoring tools. Those are all things that should be a part of what either your in house IT is doing or your managed service provider is doing. Response planning. So prepare for breaches with clear protocols. And I say that because there will be an attempt at a breach. And a lot of companies believe that they're too small to have that type of attack happen. But it's not that you're too small to have that type of attack happen. It's that you may be too small to make the news. But small companies, even companies with only 10 users, but realistically, a small company in the United States is considered 500 employees or less. But small companies are more apt to be attacked by hackers and have cybersecurity risk because of the fact that hackers expect smaller companies to not have all of these things that we're mentioning to you in place. And if you don't have those things in place, it makes it a lot easier for them to pose some sort of an attack. And so, if attacked and you aren't with, say, an L7 solutions or have a security stack in place that will prevent this from happening, what happens during the recovery procedures? Can can you restore operations quickly after incidents happen? Do you have a good backup? Will you need to recover an entire server? What happens if your files are ransomed? Can you just say, "Hey, it happened. We've got great backups." A lot of people, when that happens, unfortunately, can't say that 100%. Cyber attacks grow more sophisticated daily. Small businesses are increasingly targeted. Professional security management is now an essential. It's not an option. You must have it. As I mentioned earlier on in this presentation, cybersecurity is a major concern today. Don't sleep on it. Make sure that whether you have in-house IT or you're looking to talk to a company like L7 Solutions, that you have something in place and you are having conversations about cybersecurity. Now, what advantage? What's the advantage of an MSP? Outsourcing provides access to diverse IT specialists. You benefit from a collective expertise that would cost hundreds of thousands to hire internally. It's pretty simple. You're getting the expertise of many versus the expertise of a few. And as brilliant as we might think that our IT department is, if asked, your IT would say, "Hey, we need help," or "We could use some assistance in this." But what happens is a lot of IT departments think that it will cause them to appear weak if they ask for that type of assistance. And sometimes it's better if you go to the IT department and say, "Hey, can we help you guys do your job better?" Or if, as I mentioned, if you're just looking to move to a different type of posture when it comes to your IT, you look for MSPs that can help you create that environment that all of these particular things are covered. All of the things, whether it be Gen AI, whether it be cloud management, whether it be cloud email servers, all of those things are covered. So, technology modernization opportunities. And so what this is, and there are four phases of this, and this is where MSPs are always looking for the next best thing. That is after they are tested thoroughly. And so MSPs evaluate your current technology landscape, and then they identify limitations and look for opportunities to bring new things in to help the business grow. Step two is they start to create that roadmap. Experts develop a strategic plan. Hopefully, that strategic plan aligns technology with the business goals, and that's where it's important to have conversations with MSPs. Even if you have an IT department, it's important to have those conversations with MSPs because you may learn something new or hear something that is maybe the next thing out there that really aligns with the goals that you have set for your business. Step three, implementation. Okay, this is such an important part. Specialists deploy modern solutions. Now, when they deploy these modern solutions, they do it where they minimize disruption during transition. That's extremely important for any business. I don't think I've ever heard any business owner say, "Oh yeah, go ahead and implement this new system, and don't worry about it. Downtime. We'll make do." I've never heard that. Never. Okay. And now the last number there, number four, optimization. Just because these new items are put into play, you don't set it and forget it. It's not like the old Ron Popeil commercials. Okay, we don't set it and forget it. There's tweaking that needs to take place. There's continuous improvements ensure maximum value. Systems evolve as needs change. So these items, after they're put in, they may have to be modified slightly as the needs of the business change. And so with all of this, what does it allow for the business? It allows you to focus on core business operations. So strategic focus, for instance. Now you can redirect your attention to revenue generating activities and just let the MSP, let the specialists handle the technical distractions that typically are going on in the business. You start to recover time. Okay. You eliminate hours spent troubleshooting problems. Managers regain valuable, productive time. That CFO, who is also slash the IT person, or anyway, the local IT person, they can focus on being the CFO and let the MSP focus on being the IT person, being your, as I said earlier on, your virtual CIO, your virtual CTO. And then all of this enables growth. Technology becomes a business accelerator versus starting to debilitate the business. So reliable systems support expansion plans. So when the systems are doing what they're supposed to do, you can now grow. You can now have those multiple locations. You can now have those workers working remotely and monitoring all that goes on. So, how do you evaluate your IT management? What are the next steps? Well, conduct technology assessment. Document your current pain points and recurring issues and identify the areas where technical expertise is lacking. And it's easy to say, "Hey, we don't have any." Well, it just may be that you're not aware of any because there may always be uh, uh, expertise lacking in particular areas. Our IT people, they don't know everything. Okay. So when you have a business and you have an IT department, they don't know everything. No one in this business knows it all. That's why you bring many together who all have various skill sets, and it appears that you know it all at that point. Next, you calculate your true IT costs, add up all technology expenses, include your hardware, your software, staff time, and opportunity cost and lost from downtime. That's important. Opportunity cost and lost from the downtime. Because depending on the vertical that you're in, 2 hours could be a $20,000 loss or it could be a $60,000 loss. Research MSP options. Every MSP is not built the same. Every security stack is not built the same. And it's important that when you are doing your research on MSPs, that you actually understand what they are offering. Many people use buzzwords, and they say that, oh yes, we look at cybersecurity. We What are they doing in cybersecurity? How are they implementing that in your business? Have them explain that to you. Okay, you have to look for providers with experience in your industry. Request specific examples of how they've helped similar businesses. So it's important to make sure that you are working with providers who know what you do and understand what you do and can align with your business goals. And so schedule consultations, meet with those potential partners, discuss your challenges, and assess their understanding of those challenges and of your business needs. And that's going to do it for us today. Those are things that I think you should strongly consider when it comes to um, determining whether or not it's time to outsource your IT. And we are always, always willing to have conversations with you at L7 Solutions. Again, my name is Ken Tucker. I'm the sales manager here at L7 Solutions. But you can feel free to contact us via our website at www.l7solutions.com, or feel free to give us a phone call. You can speak with our account management team, our sales team, at 954-573-1300. And there are also consultations that we do. Schedule a free security assessment. It's always important to know where you stand from a security standpoint. It's much more important today than it was years ago. So if nothing else, give us a call and let's talk about the security of your business, whether you have an IT department that you love or not. Trust me, they would appreciate you making that call and bringing someone in who might have more experience to help them from a security standpoint. Because I know when I was out in the field and doing IT, one of my biggest fears was ransomware because it can come in so many different ways. And there's really not a lot you can do unless you have the proper stack in place. And last but not least, let's think about forming a partnership. Let L7 become your trusted technology partner, whether it's co-managed services or fully managed services, whether it's with cybersecurity or whether it's with cloud managed services. We'll protect your business while you focus on the growth. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for attending, and we look forward to speaking with you.